All right, 10th graders. This is the lesson on superlatives, and we're going to learn how to form them, and then we are going to obviously do a little bit of work with them. So, what are superlatives? Well, they're used to compare a person or a thing to the rest of the group. So, like the most or the least of a certain quality compared to the group. So, think about yearbook, right? We have superlatives in the yearbook, usually with the seniors, like the most athletic, um, most likely to succeed, and so on. Those are superlatives. All right, so we are going to learn how to form them. So here we go. So we have le, la, les, plus or moins. So are we talking about the most or the least? Okay, this is where you would put either uh, plus or moins. Then the adjective, the most what or the least what? What quality are we talking about here? All right, so here are some examples, and I'm going to point out a couple things as we go. So, l'automne est la plus belle saison de l'année. So, fall is the most beautiful season of the year. So, we're comparing fall to the rest of the seasons. So, saison is a feminine word. So we're choosing LA, okay, la plus belle. Now, our adjective, because it's describing something feminine, has to be in the feminine form. Okay. I do want to point out here, I'm going to give you another couple examples, and then we'll talk about the position of um, those superlatives. Eric est l'étudiant le moins sportif de la classe. All right, so Eric is the student, the least athletic of our class, or, that's not really how we would express it in English, but we would say Eric is the least athletic student of our class. Um, so here we are comparing Eric as a student to the rest of the class. Eric is masculine singular, so that's why we're going for le. He's the what? The least. So here's an example of like talking about the least. He's the least what? The least athletic. Okay, so notice how sportif um, agrees in gender and number with Eric or l'étudiant, which is masculine singular. Um, and then you have comparing him to what? The rest of the class. Here's a third example. Les golden retrievers sont les chiens les plus intelligents. All right, so golden retrievers are the dogs the most smart, or we wouldn't say the most smart in English. We would say the smartest. Our golden retrievers are the smartest dogs. So here, we're comparing golden retrievers to the rest of the breeds, and it's kind of implied because we didn't put that here after the superlative like we did here or here. All right, so that's also possible to do. Here we have an example of a plural noun. All right, so that's why we have plural, les. Plus, they're the most what? Intelligent. So here's my adjective. Notice how my adjective is in the plural form because it has to agree with the golden retrievers or les chiens, which is masculine and plural. So your adjective always has to agree in gender and number with the person who is the most or the least of that certain quality we're talking about. The one thing I wanted to point out is our bags adjectives, right? Um, so our bags adjectives come before the noun that they describe, and it's going to be the situation. It's going to be the same in our superlatives. So notice here is l'automne est la plus belle saison. Okay, so we didn't say l'automne est la saison la plus belle. So we put our superlative before the noun, okay? Because belle is a bag's adjective. So it comes before because we're saying that, you know, autumn or fall is the most beautiful season. So it's really, we're comparing autumn as a season to the rest of the seasons. But notice here how sportif is not a bag's adjective. So we will put it after the noun. Okay, so we're comparing Eric the student being athletic to the rest of the class. So sportif is not a bag's adjective, so it came after the noun étudiant. So just something to keep in mind, if you're dealing with a bag's adjective, it should come before the noun. Before the noun. This kind of gets to be a little bit tricky, so don't worry about it. If you happen to not, remember to put the superlative before the noun because it's a bag's adjective, I'll just point it out to you and, you can do a quick fix. All right, so use this slide to complete this week's assignments. And, of course, you can text me, call me, email me if you have any questions, and we will get through this. There's only a couple activities assigned this week, but because this is something new and we've never done it before, it's probably going to be a little more challenging than than if we were doing something with review. So don't procrastinate, get at it right away. And we're almost done, guys. You're doing a good job. Very proud of you.